place still isn't developed? Jeez Louise, how long do dimensions take? Alright, he told me to meet him here again. It's gonna be good to see him once more. I see they haven't added any NPCs yet.
Nope, not a single one. It's good to see you again, Mary. How you doing?
Frankly, could be better. Lev's been problematic, I'll put lightly.
How problematic?
Many dimensions are no longer in existence because of him, and the royal family thing are quite upset with me. Frankly, not excited for his next meeting. They plan to meet me, I believe, in a couple hours.
I mean, the offer is still there for you guys, just to not be there anymore.
Well, yes, but living as a normal person is difficult, especially with, our faces.
I suppose. I don't think there's anything wrong with your face. I think it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I definitely could change myself to look more normal, but then I'd have to teach Lev how to do that. And I'm not entirely sure if he'd A, be willing, and B, just not change out of it.
Or forget about it completely.
Or forget about it completely, yes.
Well, tell me.
Oh, no, continue.
No, I was going to ask, well, then, outside of that, how have things been going lately?
Oh, it's been well. We had to move recently because Lev blew up our old home. I should have told you about that, quite frankly. I don't think I did. Have you tried to go there and meet up, or no?
No?
Yeah, no, it got blown up. Lev took a flamethrower, and it sort of just exploded.
How did that? What?
That boy does many things, and I'm not entirely sure how he does it.
Well, now I'm glad I'm not there.
That is very good. You are mostly human. You would not be able to handle that well.
Right.
That, and we don't have much oxygen in there.
Yeah, that would certainly be a problem for me.
How's the dimension exploring been? Found a nice place to settle down yet?
Not yet. I'm still looking. I just.
I'm surprised you're still coming here. Yeah. I mean, it's been in development for what, 11 years?
Something like that, yeah. But I mean, I just decided, you know what? It's nice. Let them take their time, I guess. It won't be too long till they get it all finished out, I suppose.
Yes, they do have a smallish town now, which was an improvement last time since I've been here.
Yeah, last time it was just a campfire, so.
And I see that they either have food in, or you can now bring food in here and it not decay.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I came here, there was food here, but no one else. So there was food, but no one here.
I mean, that's quite common for dimensions. If they don't need people, then they usually don't.
Yeah, I guess.
It keeps the task. I'm pronouncing that with a K, and I don't think that's proper.
I don't know.
Well, it stands for something. It happens to sound very similar to a, cast of characters, but it does stand for something. I think I'm adding a K, however. Because there is a K in there. What the K stands for, I have no idea, but there's a K in there.
Oh, I didn't know there was a K.
It's a very stupid spelling.
Agreed.
Yeah, because they have the C. If it was replacing the C, then sure. I think C stands for character, though.
Yeah, that I do agree with. The royal family still has not figured out I'm still out here, right?
Not that I'm aware. They haven't questioned me on it. despite, our relationship, so far so good.
Yeah, I would say.
I am a bit surprised they haven't found you yet because of the whole you have a literal portal timer that gives off energy.
Yeah. It takes a lot of work just to suppress that.
I'm surprised it hasn't imploded, quite frankly. They're not stable. Don't even know why
Yeah.
someone would make them in the first place.
Don't ask me. I stole it, so
Yeah, but William Aftons will do what William Aftons do, I suppose.
I
They're not
suppose
smart
so.
creatures.
Yeah,
Smart enough to build an animatronic, not smart enough to leave a portal alone.
isn't that the truth?
Yeah, I had to deal with another one of those dimensions.
Another?
Yes. Apparently that version of Afton managed to explode the portal, which caused an area to, collapse. But he also managed to build his animatronics with the effect. So when the portal exploded, they exploded, and that took out most of the dimension. So at that point, it was a lost cause, and it was just sort of deleted afterwards.
That's insane. I didn't expect that to happen
I
at
don't know
all.
why the man thought it was a good idea. Like, admittedly, it's literal infinite power. The animatronics physically could not turn off without overheating. But at the same time, that seems awfully risky for children's entertainment.
Well, I wouldn't know. I never had such entertainment as a child. We just had books and really sharp sticks.
And really sharp sticks. Frankly, it's fascinating that you had a very normal childhood, and then you turned out like this. No offense, I love it. It's just would not expect it with your background.
None taking. I mean, living in the type of world that I came from, expecting to be normal is very, what's the word? Unique. So I guess I'd be considered unnormal.
No, that's true. That's true. It's certainly special. You're the only one from your dimension that actually figured out what a portal was, and not what was it? Assume that it was some greater being that had to be worshipped or something. What was your dimension
That,
expectation? That was a weird thing. That was a strange cult.
yeah. But when you're living in a medieval society full of steampunk technology, you never know.
I mean, in a sense, for their dimension, sure, I guess you could see it as something greater, because again, infinite power. But like, that was concerning levels of just all of it.
Well, to be fair, I didn't know it was a portal till you fell out of it.
That's true. That was back when I couldn't really teleport. It's amazing how times, well, I guess things more accurately, time does not affect me. Things change.
I will say so. But I mean, I guess for a higher being like yourself, time is only relative.
It is. Because, like, currently it's midnight. And I believe Dimension 6, it's currently mid-afternoon.
Yeah. No.
Like, time
Fortunately.
zones.
Is that why you have the watch? Or
I don't even know if it works. It's set to a very certain dimension that I actually cannot talk about right now. That dimension is currently classified. I cannot even speak of its name.
oh, that makes sense, I guess. But I'll eventually
Certainly.
find it anyways.
Yeah, I hope you do. It's an interesting dimension, I'll give you that.
I suppose. But well, I wouldn't know. I think the only
That's true.
problem is with me finding it. Well, then it wouldn't be a secret anymore.
That's true, that's true. I mean, the people in the dimension don't know it's a, secret.
I
They just
suppose.
see it as their
Home.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an odd concept, quite frankly. If they don't learn about a portal, then they only think of their portal, or not portal dimension, as existing. And then
Oh,
the
I suppose.
theory of multiple realities are just sort of a theory to them. So,
Which, I mean, most of that is nonsense, except for a couple.
oh, most certainly, humans are very inaccurate.
I can certainly say that that is correct on a personal
Well,
level.
I mean, you're the one who was born and raised around them, so.
Yeah, certainly an
Was,
experience.
yeah, I don't know if I would still classify you as a human though, since portal timelines do you just sort of radiate out energy to the point of
Yeah, this thing does.
making you not normal.
I wouldn't know because I mean, like, what? How long have I been alive? Way
Yeah,
longer than I should.
yeah, you look mid-ish 20s, which is what you've looked like the entire centuries I've known you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that sounds about right. I don't know.
I mean, it certainly wouldn't affect your story and your dimension. Your dimension is paused without you.
Well, I suppose, but I mean, I wasn't even a relevant character in my dimension to begin with. So,
Yes, but having a portal timer does screw it up a bit. It has unintentionally made you one of the main-ish characters. Sort of, you've seen My Little Pony, correct? I need to make an analogy, and I'm not entirely sure if you've seen it.
ooh, no, but I've heard about it.
Alright. Do you know of the character named Debbie?
No, I
Alright. That analogy does not work.
hey, well, you got well. Hey, I don't know what it is. I offered to watch it with you at one point.
And then I got busy. Mainly because of Lev. I keep
That
that
is
child in a closet, and yet he always manages to get out somehow.
how.
I don't know. I lock it. He shouldn't be able to break a lock. Not one of those locks, anyways.
Well, what kind of lock are we talking about?
It's made out of like titanium infused matter.
Well, I don't know how he could get out anyways, unless he went through the keyhole.
Quite frankly, knowing my son, he probably could. It's quite possible.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
I'm still never quite sure whether to refer to him as my son or our son.
Wait, he's my child?
I mean, you did help design him.
Fair enough.
That makes you one of the rules.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, your terminologies are weird, so I'm never quite entirely sure what to defer to.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I actually was thinking about it. So, because I don't actually remember much about his design anymore.
Oh, certain small things have changed, like the flower that was designed for him. Goodness gracious, they have not
Oh,
updated this place since last time, have they?
not at
Yeah, the
all.
place, anyways. It's even uglier than last time.
Then that's saying something. That is really saying something.
Alright, so downstairs, not upstairs, has already been fixed, but wow, that's a lot of trees.
Well,
Interesting.
I'm just glad that this is one of the few dimensions that the royalty does not know about. At least for now.
Yeah, I'm frankly surprised they probably quite possibly don't care about it enough to actually acknowledge its existence.
Which
Because,
makes it a great hiding place.
yeah, because, you know. Ah, I do not fit through these. Alright. There we go. I hate those doors. They need to
Ah,
fix those doors.
well, it could be worse.
That is
I,
true. They could just not open at all, and then I would have to break the door.
or they could just be glass.
Or they could just be glass. That too would
Walk
also
right
suck.
into them.
Oh yeah, just be like a cartoon.
It would be.
changed about Lev, but not much. He's still mostly the normal barn owl he's always been. Admittedly, he's gotten more and more chaotic over time.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that child's gonna grow up to be something. What he's going to grow up to be, I have no idea. But he's gonna grow up to be something. And it concerns me greatly.
How present were you when he was in development?
It depends on your definition of development. Because for the first, I believe, couple hundred it was, I did have to be around him. It was like, a newborn infant. You just sort of have to be around him regardless.
Yeah.
And then sort of after that, they're, in the toddler, young child stage where you can just sort of leave them for a bit and they'll probably be fine.
You left him for more than a little bit, did you?
I left him for a shocking amount of years in a closet.
Well, I think that might be where the problem is.
Yeah, I mean, there were rats in there. That's a joke. Did you get that joke? You move around so much, I never know what jokes you get.
I get the joke.
Alright, good.
Unfortunately, I don't think he ate all the rats.
He could have. I don't know if I still have any rats in that. I don't know why there were rats in my closet.
No, but I think maybe part of his issue might be from his isolation.
That's true. He does come out a lot more though, so he's socializing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
He hasn't.
maybe he could come and see you eventually because, well, he's never actually met you.
No. I think that might be too much for his small brain.
Well, yeah, that's true. Trying to explain certain concepts is difficult.
Well, then, like you said, well, wait. You mentioned that he caused a lot of trouble. What kind of trouble are we talking about?
Well, other than the dimension destroying, which has gotten me in trouble with the royal family, he's also destroying dimensions, like, physically. Like, he's just destroying walls as he's walking. And he also keeps on trying to eat grass. And use a flamethrower on it. So either he hates vegans or really hates the color green.
I'm gonna go with hates vegans.
That's
Because I don't
fair.
like vegans either.
Yeah, that's fair. Vegans are a strange concept. Human
Very
bodies
much so.
quite literally need certain nutrition from animal meat to function properly.
But that's another fish in the barrel.
That's a different topic for a more political day, I suppose.
And I don't feel like talking about politics.
Politics is frankly the worst thing I've ever seen humans invent.
Well, I wouldn't say they invented it, considering you're part of a monarchy.
We did not choose the monarchy. The monarchy appeared one morning and everyone sort of just went with it.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah, they just... Frankly, I don't know where they came from. I don't even know why they exist. They're just sort of here. I really need to question where they come from, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I forget to question things about them, quite frankly. I need to write that down.
Well, I mean, I question things about it, and now I'm kind of on the run, so.
Yeah, that's true. Can't exactly stop moving where you are until you find a good place to actually settle down and get me to help you make sure they don't find that place. Or at least believe that you're not in it.
Well, yeah, but I'm one out of quintillions of people. I'm
That's
sure
true.
they can't find me that easily.
Well,
Well, that's if I got rid of this.
That's true. And once you find a place to settle down, then, quite frankly, I could just take it. I already have several, so adding another isn't going to change the effect around me.
Fair.
need to actually remember to distribute those, because, I have them for a reason. They go in certain dimensions. They just haven't
Don't
actually been
go.
placed yet. Yeah, I haven't gone around to checking back up on those dimensions, because one of them is currently sort of frozen in time. I'm not actually sure what's going on, other than the characters themselves are changing appearance. Because, you and me look distinctly different.
Correct.
Yeah. So they're becoming from more like your appearance to more like my appearance. Which I think is the only reason that dimension is even on hold currently. Because everything else seems fine. The dimension itself seems functional. There's actually a town in there. There's nothing outside the town, frankly. But, it's Utah. I don't think there's much in Utah anyways.
I don't even know what a Utah is.
It's a country. Not country. I think it's a state. There's several dimensions where it's a country though, so I'm not actually sure. The dimension is only Utah though. I don't think anything outside of Utah actually exists.
Maybe. I mean,
Strange concept.
I've personally never been to a Utah before. So,
That's shocking. Considering how much you travel, I'd expect you to land in a Utah eventually.
well, I mean, there are not many habitable dimensions.
That's true, that's true. There's a lot
Well,
of green ones.
habitable for a human. So,
That's true. There are certain dimensions where it's just ran by animals, other ones are constantly in a war.
and then there are the ones that are being eaten by a black hole.
Those ones are frankly the worst ones. And probably are caused by Lev.
Oh, wait, what?
Lev really enjoys starting issues. Started, wasn't 20 wars in dimensions. There's a lot that child has done in the 200 years that he's been allowed outside his.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, trying to figure out how to deal with that. It's been a struggle, quite frankly. And based off of how the royal family has reacted, I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to actually get a chance to fix that behavioral issue.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not going to lie right now, despite my very normal and calm voice, I'm quite horrified. And I'm quite scared of going back to the royal family. Allow it. I don't think it's going to end well.
well, you are keeping him out of trouble, right? Or trying to?
I'm trying my best, but that's not really my main concern. I mean, if Lev dies, then I just create another Lev. That's just sort of how that works. He's a created being. You can create a created being again.
Yeah, but he won't have his he'll have a different personality, different memories. Wouldn't be the same. Not to mention, it takes so long for him to just grow.
That's true. It takes a couple hundred years, and I can always just change how time works and speed things up in my own little dimension area. So I could technically speed it up, but it feels like robbing a childhood. So I usually don't. But it's not really Lev I'm concerned about. If he dies, then I just have to restart. If I or Riley were to die, we're not exactly able to easily come back.
That is true.
Yeah, any memories we would have, or personality, or even physical appearance, it would just be destroyed. We don't have multiple versions like you and other people, and Lev is quite literally clonable. Everything about him was written down and blueprinted.
Man, thinking about it now, geez, that's kind of dark.
It is incredibly dark. So yeah, I'm not excited for that conversation. Wow, time moves shockingly fast in this dimension. I forget about that.
Yeah, I think it's probably because the world is so unstable.
That's true. I'm quite frankly surprised it hasn't already collapsed in from just being on and off work for the last 11 years, but who knows? Maybe you're influencing that.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. So, quite horrified to visit the council thing that they do. It's not. It's not like they're doing like a court session. It's more like they're informing that you're wrong. And you don't really get a chance to redeem yourself, and it's really strange.
Oh, that's a monarchy for you.
That's true. It's sort of just like a meeting where you get told off and potentially thrown in jail or murdered.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, when I was though, actually, you mentioned how is the cat doing? How's Riley doing?
I thought you were talking about a different cat species for a moment. Riley's doing well. From last time I saw her, it's been whatever Riley is.
They are a
I
cat,
don't
right?
even.
Or were they a bunny?
Riley's a cat. There is do make them similar to rabbits in a strange way. In fact, I think they've been told by 2 different people to add a cat tail, just so that
I
it's more
see.
noticeable that they're a cat. So it's apparently a common mistake of believing that Riley's a cat, or not cat, bunny. Wow, I'm getting it confused now.
Right, right, right.
Lev has made me imperfect, apparently.
Oh,
Stuttering a lot more.
yeah.
Yeah, so quite frankly, may have been an hour already. Time is such an
Well,
odd thing.
it really is. Now they say it flies when you have fun, but I
It's
mean,
true.
it doesn't have wings.
I mean, I'm sure there's a dimension where time is quite literally embodied by something, and they might have wings.
Well, I hope they do.
I
I
would
haven't
hope
seen
so.
one like that.
Maybe they could be like have a pig mask or something, just off of that
Maybe,
joke.
maybe. I don't know. What if they were like a flamingo?
Oh, that would actually be lovely. Flamingos are such pretty birds.
They are. Though I personally would not want to have a tussle with them.
Quite frankly, I think I'd lose at a fight with a flamingo.
That makes sense, honestly. I mean, if I fought a flamingo, I don't know if I would win.
Flamingos are such creatures.
They really are. I mean, you can fight worlds, but you can't fight a flamingo.
Exactly. Flamingos are just truly horrifying. I
They
actually think that
really
that's
are.
the queen's favorite.
Huh. That would not surprise me, actually.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of any details on that woman, but I actually don't know any. It's so strange being around the monarchy. Because, like, sometimes you can see what they look like and you remember it, and sometimes it just sort of blurs out in your mind.
That gonna be honest, I don't even remember what what their names were. I
I
just know
don't
I
know
don't want them
either.
to find me.
I just know them as the prince and. Or. Is that a prince? I don't actually remember. I've only seen the princess recently, and that's really all I can recall about the woman.
Oh. Well, Princess I do remember, and she is ugh.
Yeah, that's fair. The royal family in general isn't the best.
Yeah. That's very
Especially
true.
that queen. I don't know what's wrong with that lady, but she has issues.
I think a good bit of that would be partial insanity.
Admittedly, they've been around for a long time, and going insane just sitting in a room in a hall that doesn't technically exist anywhere would probably drive me insane if I spent long enough in there. But admittedly, I was, meant to go and explore areas and take
Right.
notes, so not one for staying still.
That is true. I mean,
Yeah.
here, the thing though is, now that I'm thinking about it, wouldn't the if they only have stayed inside of that hall, do
Mhm.
they? How did they keep track of everything? Because they're just always there.
Messengers. There's there's a lot of people that work for them, myself included. Riley technically works for them. Riley just doesn't report as often as I have to. And I'm not sure about Lev. I don't actually know if Lev has a title yet. In fact, there are a few new recruits to the Queen's little army of misfits.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, so, you have met a few Springtraps, correct?
I have, yes.
Imagine them, but wearing a clown costume.
Ugh. So that's kind of
Yeah,
creepy.
no, he's not pretty. But he's called Clowntrap, ironically enough. He
All right.
attempts to have a humor. It's not great. I don't think he actually knows a lot of jokes. I think he knows two. And he's an alcoholic. So that certainly does not help.
Well, that
Weirdly
really doesn't
enough,
help.
I don't actually know if he's that dimension's version of Afton. Because their baby is not Elizabeth Afton or any other Afton. She's just sort of the child of, I believe it was A.R. Freddy. That dimension is complicated.
It's certainly complicating. It certainly is because I've seen a lot of complicated stuff. I've heard a lot of complicated stuff, but that made sense.
Yeah, animatronics being able to have children has always been a odd concept for me. But that's how that dimension works, so I can't exactly judge it.
I suppose.
Well, I can judge it, I'm just not allowed to actually mention it to them.
Well,
Just
I
so
mean,
you think it's completely normal.
the last dimension I went through that was sort of like that. Uh, Certainly an interesting place to say the least.
There are
Uh,
so many that are popping to mind, you have no idea.
well, this one has a toy Freddy, who, though I guess this might be normal in a lot of dimensions, is siblings with a toy Foxy, which is
Huh.
kind of weird already.
That's actually shockingly not common. When Toy Freddy does have a sibling, it's usually Bonnie or possibly even Chica.
Oh, well, in
And
this case,
occasionally it's the original Freddy.
in this case, in this dimension, uh, we're dealing with. I watched this toy Freddy not only get abused like by everyone,
Oh,
which is kind of sad.
that
Uh,
poor man.
but I would say he's a poor man, except he did bring part of it upon himself.
Yeah. Dimensions are so strange.
I would say so.
Yeah, because, there's a main character, there's a villain. Everything is mostly viewed in black and white, and when in actuality there's so many gears turning that you're never quite sure who's a villain and who's good.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've been called a villain a couple times in a few dimensions I've been in. Also been
Quite
called a
frankly,
hero.
quite frankly, your dressing, the way you wear your attire, I could see you as both a villain and a hero. Completely dependent on how that dimension, well, like, processes that
Yeah,
information.
that makes sense. I mean, oh man, seems my watch broke. Well, that's
Oh, right, you
unfortunate.
have a watch.
Yeah, yeah, no, the leather thing on my wrist, that was meant to be that. Well, that was a watch until it broke.
Oh,
Didn't even tell the time.
it didn't even work?
Yeah, no, it wasn't even a real watch
Why did you have it?
because it could hold stuff in.
Oh,
It had a
that's
pic.
awesome.
Yeah,
You had a pig?
no, not a pig. There was a picture in it,
Oh, okay.
a couple other things in it.
Yeah, I misheard you apparently.
Yeah. No, I might have said pig on accident. Not a big
Possible.
fan of them. Not a very big
That's
fan of pig.
that's fair. Pigs are, I won't say disgusting because Riley does have some clean pigs, but I don't like pigs. Though admittedly, I think Riley's farm is more like a zoo at this point. A lot of exotic animals.
What do you mean, exotic animals?
I believe there's a jaguar in there, and several horses. Horses are normal for a farm, I suppose, but random animals like, a leopard would definitely be off-putting.
Jaguar is certainly off-putting, considering I'm pretty sure, at least in most dimensions, it is the most dangerous cat in America, in the American continents, in most.
Yeah,
Could be wrong.
I'm not entirely sure where Riley got that animal, but she did.
Like, does she go to a lot of places?
Well, she certainly has to check up on them because she's one of the main reasons that dimensions can thrive. It's her job as a survivor.
Yeah, I
Frankly,
suppose.
the titles are so stupid. Now that I'm actually thinking about it and having a conversation about it. Because
What is
Riley's title is Survivor. She literally helps dimensions survive. Several dimensional beings, or interdimensional beings, are wanderers, and it literally means they just go from one dimension to another, depending on when they're needed. And then there's people like me who are watchers, and we just write things while we stay in the background.
I guess. I mean,
It's odd naming convention.
well, I've certainly heard worse.
That's true, it could be worse. Who knows, it could be words that no one could pronounce.
I don't want to think about that.
Is
I
this
tried
tea
learning.
or coffee?
Hmm, I think it's tea. Or, well, at least I think it's tea over here. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Tea and coffee can look so similar in a non-developed dimension.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh well.
One of them, is good, and one of them is kind of gross. Which side you're on, I don't exactly remember.
Not sure. I don't really drink or eat, so mostly neutral for that point.
There's one thing that I always have that keeps me humid, so that I gotta eat and drink.
That's true. Most dimensional beings don't even have that luxury. I don't think most could eat. The few that aren't animatronics, anyways.
I suppose. Do most dimensional beings even have mouths?
Well, it's more like the non-dimensional beings that don't have mouths. It's the entire reason that if you see a non-dimensional being with a mask, because it can be quite traumatic to see something without a face. That or the facial structure on a white rat.
Right.
Because you've seen what I look like as a humanoid. It's not natural. My facial expressions don't move properly to react to things.
No, but I mean, personally, I've seen worse, and I'm not judging. I think you look great, with or without the mask.
Well, that's much appreciated.
Didn't we give Love a mouth? Like, a functioning mouth?
He has a mouth, yes. He eats things in a very concerning manner, now that he has a mouth, but, he actually didn't realize he had a face underneath the mask. Apparently I should have taught him that earlier. Or I never should have taught him that because now he's eating things. I now actually have to stock a fridge.
Oh, I mean, how bad can that be?
Considering my child can eat the food of 1,000 men in one sitting, it's pretty awful. I don't get paid. We don't have a currency.
So wait, why do you do your job then? If you don't even get paid?
That is a fantastic question, and I don't have an answer for that. There's a
Hmm.
lot of things I haven't questioned about the Monarch. That's
How?
quite troubling, actually. I need to remind myself to actually start doing that. But I'll be sure to ask during the next meeting thing they do, if I'm allowed to talk, of course. I think that's how last time I was only sort of allowed to respond and give them what the answers they wanted, which that's
Oh,
not been going well.
yeah. That's not. That's.
Yeah, it's a strange monarch, but they gave me instructions on how they wanted Lev to hopefully behave in the future. So far, not going great. And it is funny actually, quite a bit. It's like trying to teach an old dog new tricks. He's already figured out what he wants to do, and trying to teach him new stuff is difficult.
What is it?
Oh, it's more like I guess it's like a checklist of things he's not allowed to do. But they're trying to make me discourage him from taking off his mask during public places, or teach him how to become human-ish. There's rules on what he can and can't eat. There's rules on how he should behave during certain times. What he's not and is allowed to summon and destroy. Animals he's allowed to be near. It's quite strict, actually.
Okay, well that's surprising. How much of this stuff?
How much
Uh,
of this stuff is actually useful? Like two lines of it. Do I have to follow all of it, though? Is definitely a yes.
oh, that's terrible.
Like, I'm not allowed to let him go near red cabbage. I don't even know why. They just don't want him near red cabbage.
Well, red cabbage is kind of gross.
That's true, but I didn't realize I had such a hate and distaste for red cabbage.
Well, me neither. I was so what you mentioned he couldn't eat certain things. Like, what did he eat that made it so they had to worry about him eating stuff?
He ate a person.
Wait,
Several people, in fact.
what?
I don't know. That is what I've been informed of. That is what I have to go off of. I don't know why he would have eaten people. That is just something that apparently occurred.
Oh my goodness, we created a monster.
We did create a monster. I might want to reset on that project if I can. Design a
Uh,
new Lev, I suppose.
well, I can't help with that process currently.
Yeah,
I don't I don't have my workshop.
yeah, you'll have been moving. Have you found a nice place to set up a workshop, however? Because I know you've been trying to do that for the last couple of years, I believe.
Yeah, not particularly. At
Not
least,
particularly.
no. The issue is finding a place long enough, finding a place that I can't set up without being found.
That's true. That's true.
Because there is a lot of specific requirements that us as humans require,
That's true, especially
unfortunately.
for certain
And
workshops.
unfortunately, the royals tend to maintain control over most of those places.
Yeah, they certainly enjoy the dimensions that they know are useful. I'll give them that. But this place certainly could work. I mean, the creators of this Pacific dimension might destroy the place eventually, but
Yeah,
they
that's
haven't found you here yet.
no, not yet. Though
And it's very clear that, updates are occurring slowly.
very slowly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could probably because I thought about doing it here for a while. But I don't want to draw more attention to this place than there already is.
That's true. I could theoretically edit it because Well, I have to do that occasionally. Some dimensions just aren't physically up to date
That
with
is
what they
true.
are needed for.
But I was just thinking about it because some of this world is, outside of being rather unstable, it
It's
does
certainly nice and quite empty in some of these buildings,
very empty.
other
So I
than
just,
the weird amount of leaves.
yeah, I just think that especially with this thing, if I stay in this place too long, it will, the royals will be able to trace it to this dimension.
That's true. It's always a
But
concern when you walk around with a literal, I guess, alarm.
yeah, no, that this is why that's why we meet here so little, is because this thing leaves like a residue behind
It
it
really
whenever I
does.
use it. Yeah,
Some like tree branches, in a
sort of.
weird sense. I do wish to see you more, though.
It would
I
be
mean, it's
nice.
it's not often we get to meet up. It's been several hundred years for me since last time.
Well, for me, it's only been 20 years.
Oh wow, that's still a very long time, though.
For a human, it is. For you,
For a human, that's true.
it's probably nothing.
Yeah, that's true. It's more like a pinch in the sand, I suppose. It doesn't affect it in the whole, but it's still something. They really like leaves around here, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, it's the ugliest types of leaves. Yet
Well, you gotta give them credit.
they're
Uh, uh,
trying. I'll give them that.
yeah.
It's a lovely place for how long it's been on and off built.
This. Yeah, this is here.
I'm not quite sure. And their lighting certainly has issues.
Well, it doesn't seem like there's anything. There's no hostile creatures here either. So
That's true. And it appears they're still building their moon. I mean, it's not finished.
very much so.
It is so good to see you, though. Especially
It
before
is.
a meeting with the Royals.
Yeah.
Who knows,
Speaking
this
of that,
might actually be our last.
uh, well, I hope not.
I certainly don't either. So, what did you want to speak of?
Oh, speaking of the meeting, uh, when does that start?
Uh, goodness gracious, time truly is unstable. It's in like 30 minutes.
Oh dear, that's not good.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. More or less just hoping that they don't decide to charge me for less crimes. You
Oh,
know how it is. Creating a
yeah,
being that causes so many issues, you're usually the one to blame, unless, you lose contact with them.
that is true. I mean, you can always just shift the blame of love being created onto me.
That's true, but you already are being chased by them, and quite frankly, you don't need any more stress.
I mean, what are they gonna what are they gonna do? They're already chasing me. And they aren't really successful in finding me.
That's true, that's true. They haven't found you yet. And I'm incredibly grateful for that.
So if they
Because
found
otherwise you
me,
might,
yeah. If they
yeah, then
found me,
you'd have to
I
do
don't
a
like to think
trial.
about that. I don't even think I'd get a trip. I think I'd just be sent into the void.
That's true. Or you might just be put in the jail to rot for however long your life has expanded.
That is true.
Really depends on how cruel they wish to be. Because the void will kill you nice and quick. There's no air down there, so even if it didn't just kill you by crushing you into a pancake, you'd just suffocate. And that's still a relatively quick death compared to the jail.
That is true.
That got really dark and really quickly.
Very much so.
Yeah, let's not talk about dark and dreary things. I haven't.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Last thing thing I need on my mind is the fact that I might be killed.
Wait, what?
You know how it is. The royal family is not exactly just with their judgment. And I've already had around a year to get Lev fixed.
No luck?
No luck. So, either they're going to tell me to destroy Lev, and that's just going to be the end of Lev, and I'll have to recreate him, or they're going to be shifting the blame on me, and, well, you can guess what will happen afterwards.
I suppose. Which I don't think either outcomes are desirable, to say the least.
Oh, certainly. I put a lot of time and effort into Lev with you.
Oh, beliefs.
Beliefs are so awful. They'd look better if they were rendered better, but I don't know what's wrong with them.
I don't know what's wrong with them either.
Maybe they just haven't fixed their render issue.
I suppose so.
It's always quite possible.
Though I suppose you should be getting going to that meeting before they get.
Yeah, I really should. Time fluctuates so much that in a short few minutes I might be actually late for it. Well, I hope to see you next time. Quick hug before I have to pop out.
Very much so. Here you
It was nice seeing you, though.
go. Very much so. I do hope we could see each other again soon.
I do hope so too. Maybe we'll meet in a different dimension.
Maybe.
Just by luck.
It's possible.
I'll attempt to see you after the meeting, I suppose.
I suppose so. I might not be here, though.
You might not, but I can always leave a message for you here.
True.
You always come back around here soonish.
That is true. Once the radiation dies down.
That's true. Well, I better be off. I'll see you shortly.
Yeah, see you.